Storms, floods, earthquakes. The Philippines is one of the most at-risk countries in terms of the impacts of climate-related hazards. Our shared experiences in dealing with increasing intensities of this have shown us that climate change, if left unmitigated, will increase the vulnerability of local communities and natural ecosystems. It is important that through various agencies, planned action and government policies must be introduced to increase the resilience capacity of the general public to respond in a timely manner and minimize the impacts of these climate-related hazards. As a response, programs and projects have been implemented through the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology and Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration to increase the general public's disaster risk resilience capacity. These menu of projects and programs implemented have these as the intended common outcome. It is important to determine the actual outcomes unique and common to these implemented projects to gauge the impacts to the intended beneficiaries. With this, headed by Dr. Rico Ancog, Dean and Professor from the Ecosystem Services and Environmental Policy Laboratory of the School of Environmental Science and Management with the Philippine Council for Industry, Energy and Emerging Technology Research and Development of DOST is pioneering a project on the impact assessment of PHIVOLCS and PAGASA projects and programs implemented from 2010 to 2020. Initially, the process and dynamics involved in the conceptualization, formulation, evaluation, and implementation of each of the PHIVOLCS and PAGASA projects, retrospective process documentation will be described to map the process behind achieving the intended outcomes. From these, the impact pathways will be analyzed by mapping the context, identifying the scope, and tracing the inputs to project and programs impacts. Once the actual socio-economic outcomes and impacts have been identified, these will be assessed to quantify the impacts and estimate the economic returns from the investments made in the implementation of these programs. Eventually, the results related to the assessment of these impacts will be used as an input to recommend best practices related to the efficient and sustainable implementation of projects that are similar in nature. Potentially, the study intends to produce policy options for funding PHIVOLCS and PAGASA projects to increase scientific productivity. It also aims to quantify the impacts brought about by these projects among target communities. This is the IAPP project of the ESEP Laboratory of the UPLB CESAM.